That's Sonic CD on the Nintendo Switch. It's part of the Sonic Origins collection that I obtained here from the Maryland Library System. It's Sonic Origins Plus, apparently. I want to say this is kind of an infamous release. Apparently there were some changes that the developers who are remastering these games never got a chance to finish. Like, I don't remember if it was a frame rate problem or the music was incorrect. Something was up. I am not enough of a Sonic fan to know if this makes a difference. I do own Sonic the Hedgehog as part of the Sega Genesis 6-pack cartridge over in the other room that I haven't played yet. I'm supposed to be playing it later this weekend, since we're in the middle of a heat wave. But that Sonic the I mean, I have a Sega Genesis and a CRT television, so I don't think the controller works very well, to be honest with you. I'll test out the other controllers I got for the Genesis. But the idea was to kind of see if I could compare the original Sonic the Hedgehog experience to all these remasters I've been playing over the last, decade and a half. I did not own a Genesis when it launched, but I did play a lot of Genesis games eventually in the later 1990s when I got my hands on a used console, which I then sold, and I bought another one a couple of years ago. And since I have a CRT to play it on, I'll get a chance to kind of sample how it felt to play those games in their original form. I did play Rocket Knight Adventures as my first, test of the Genesis, playing on a cathode ray tube. Honestly, I didn't find it transformative. I immediately went back to playing on a laptop the very next day. So it was good to see the comparison, but I really wasn't that interested. If you're wondering, this collection does not contain a manual on the disc. You have to go online to read it. The game does contain some tutorials, though. Assuming you never played a Sonic game before. A to jump and down and A to spin dash. That's not true for every game, I want to say. For instance, we're going to be playing Sonic CD. We hold up and press A to dash. I want to say Spencer Nielsen did the American soundtrack, which was kind of controversial because it threw out the original Japanese soundtrack, which we will hopefully be able to hear here. Used to go 50 rings or more and touch the giant ring that appears. Okay. I heard a lot about Sonic CD when it launched. Never was really interested in playing it. Mainly because I wasn't a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan back in the day when it actually did launch. But I'm very curious which version of the game I'll be able to play. In fact, there's a mode here where I can change that, right? No, that's not what I'm thinking of. No. Yeah, not worried about it. So we'll play the game in its original form on a 4x3 screen. Which means in my case, I'm playing on a laptop plugged in through a J5 Create Capture device, which is fine. I played some TurboGrafx games on it. I mean, the input latency is low enough to not be a problem. But I will be able to play on a CRT eventually. But remember, we're playing on a Switch, so there's going to be whatever input latency is inherent to the emulation. Assuming they're emulating this game or building it from the ground up. Not quite sure. Sonic. Okay. So you can hold up or down to do a spin dash. We do get to choose between the Japanese and the English audio, don't we? Subtitles would be nice. Okay, don't know what that was all about. I have so much to say about the vibe surrounding Sonic. I'll shut up. Sonic is... I'm guessing this is the English, North American audio for this one. Red Book soundtrack, obviously. So, yeah, the Sonics, yeah, the CD-ROM, so most video game developers were streaming audio right from the disc, as if it were a music CD. So, yeah, sure. I've always thought that was an ugly profile of Sonic. What are you going to do? I mean, it's not, I mean, yeah, people complain about the Genesis, you know. Oh. As opposed to... Oh, do you want the Sonic CD version of the spin dash? I have no idea what that even means in this context. This is the first Sega CD game I've played on this channel, now that I think about it. I think it is, yeah. I'm gonna lie, I probably didn't mean to choose that. That's okay. With all... The original video did not look this clean on the Sega CD. They clearly remastered it. Gotta play on a D-pad. Hold down, press jump. Not great. Well, I screwed that up. Let's try again. I don't know what they're trying to do with the, So there are parts of the game where there's Mode 7 going on. You know, the old scaling rotation crap that the Super Nintendo is obviously doing. Crap. Ow! Bastard. Gotta grab at least one ring. Stay alive. Ow! Let's try again. Ah! Ha! That was good. We're fine. We're fine. Whoops. Okay, fine. But if you've played this game on CRTs, you're probably not worried about this. But the thing other than all the other problems I have with Sonic, the main problem is that because it's a game about high speed, and the screen real estate never gives you enough. The game never really gives you enough lead time, if you will. It kind of feels like a game you're supposed to memorize, but it's too hard to react to. So all this speed you're supposed to be building up is too hard to figure out how to maintain. Whoop! Could have gone to the special stage. There we go. Alright, see if we can go to the special stage now. They had more than 50 rings, and I got the big ring, so I should be able to go to the special stage, right? Yep, here it is. Crap. Off to a roaring start. We're on a time. Yeah, we're on a time limit. So, grab the rings and destroy the UFO, right? It's like F-Zero, only worse. This is what people wanted Sonic Racing to be, if we're being honest. Sonic R. So how many do I have to destroy? Crap. Ah, crap. So I'm running out of time. 4 UFOs to go. Darn it. This does kind of sound like the Japanese soundtrack, actually. But there's only one way to know, and that's to actually listen to the music. I have to listen to the music that I do remember from the Japanese version. There's no way to change the settings. Okay, fine. I always like that sound effect. That crap. Future? I think I got enough speed to go to the future. Oh, wait. So we are going to the future. Okay, that was on automatic pilot. That was one of the game's gimmicks, is that you could go between past and future versions of the same level. I only got 46 rings. I thought I was supposed to go to the past. Unless it's like for like a special bonus or something. I mean, this game didn't come with the manual that I could actually read, unfortunately. Ah, crap. But yeah, this is technically the first Sega CD game I've played on this channel. Still haven't been able to get my hands on the Sonic, on the Sega CD, on the Sega Mini 2 yet. So I can play more of those crappy Sega CD games. I don't know if, does it include Final Fight Guy? I've always been curious, not Final Fight Guy, Final Fight CD. I've always been curious if I was able to play more of that game in the future. I think I still own the I no longer own that Soul D CD that I purchased about a decade ago, even though I didn't have a Sega CD. Because I had to get the Sakuraba soundtrack. Come on, yeah. Uh-oh. Levels aren't as big as I thought they'd be. Now I need to employ some strategery. Ah, that was stupid. That was monumentally stupid. It's one of them. That's two of them. Was it ever determined that Michael Jackson actually did the soundtrack to Sonic 3, or did they just take his music and just kind of like throw it in the trash? Or maybe they arranged it, I don't know. Oh, sorry. Got to destroy the thing. Yeah, the entire vibe of this franchise has been, you know, animals defeating defeating machinery, right? That was always the vibe. So it hits that part right. Whoops, that was just stupid. Monumentally stupid. Is someone following me? Is that Amy? Oh, okay. That was supposed to happen. Alright, well, pre-scripted. Wasn't Princess Sally, I can confirm that. Oh, great. Sonic Spinball, everyone's favorite Sonic game. Crap. Ah! I'm not stuck, am I? That wasn't good. Didn't have enough rings left, that was the problem. Ah, that was stupid. So I have to go through this entire pre-scripted sequence every time? Better be a continue. And again, did the original Sonic the Hedgehog have a continue? Oh, no, continues. Soundtrack. So is it just like CD-ROM play? Yeah! Which version do you want? Yeah! Huh. The quality of the Japanese soundtrack seems to be slightly off. Did they not remaster it properly? Because the American version seems to have much clearer audio. Weird. Huh. I haven't unlocked any of this crap. Oh well. So I guess we can listen to the Japanese version of the opening. See if the music's... Because the English lyrics sound like they're trying to localize the Japanese lyrics, but they're adding Sonic Boom instead of Sonic Good. You know what I mean? So you can see by the cloud, that cloud effect looks like, that cloud layer looks like a Mode 7 effect. So they're probably doing that. Oh. Do I still get the opening? But why did they even change the Japanese soundtrack? Well, maybe because they wanted something in English, and they already had Spencer Nielsen on staff. So, you know. Save data was found. So if I continue, what happens? Yeah, this is the Japanese soundtrack. Yeah. Alright. Kick it. The game music fans were circulating this song for a while, so that's how I heard it. And I think it's part of the reason for all the onks surrounding the American version of the music. Nope. Ah, crap. It's kind of on automatic pilot for this point. Okay, slow down a bit. Stuck in one of those infinite... Whoops! Wasn't there like a save point I can get over there? Like a waypoint over there? Yeah, maybe not the way I wanted. Boink. Do it this way then. There we go. Okay. The vertical scrolling layer was a nice touch. The inverted scrolling layer for the ceiling. So I guess the sound effects are generated by the Genesis sound chip. See if we can get the future Sonic. So if we go full speed and go through a gate, that determines whether we go to the future. Ow! That's always going to be a problem with Sonic games. It's just, you get ahead of speed, then someone bops you, so you learn how to play the game. Because you can't react to them; they appear too quickly. At least in a bad Sonic game. And that was the problem with Death Valley Rally on the Super Nintendo when I played it. It's like, yeah, you try to get ahead of speed, but you can't because there's too much. Everything scrolls by too quickly for you to react. So again, you have to learn how to play the game. Just take your L's. You have to learn the levels. This takes a while. Only 12 rings. There's a bit of buzzing in my audio. I bet it, yeah. This capture device requires a ground, so I have to attach a cable and put it on the ground and step on it, so that the buzzing doesn't appear through my microphone audio. I don't remember there being that many good songs in the Japanese soundtrack. The American one wasn't amazing either, but it was okay. You know how it is. They had Spencer Nielsen on staff. He probably got him to do some demo tracks and submit them for the American version of the game. Hey! Whoop. I'm invincible, and I have to get out, though. That's the problem. What good does it serve? Okay. So the invincibility's gone. Amazing. Whoops. Didn't know what that was. Ah! That's what it was. So I guess I could start from the beginning and listen to the Japanese version of the music. Yeah, I mean, it's a Sonic game. I mean, I can't get excited about Sonic games, really. It's just... And the weird thing about contemporaneous reviews of games like Sonic the Hedgehog is that they're always overwhelmingly positive. That's really loud. You know what?
You can go again. Don't fall behind. Say don't be late. Destination heaven. Stay alive. Now shooting me. We're going to have fun. Say, nice off. Excalibur. It's about that bar. What do you mean? Give and take. Going home. Side zone. Check it out, eh? You live alone. Leather legs. Getting in place. What do you get? Say, fat jet. Zoom room. Cosmic zoom. That's up, Jay. It's Sonic Boom. Sonic Warrior. Sonic Warrior.
You always need a pay. You got the power to save the day.
Take a little chance. Slip on through. You got smart no matter what you do. You gotta do for you.
Sonic Warrior, Sonic Warrior. The power is in your mind to shake the planet, to conquer time. Sonic Warrior, deep in space and time. Sonic Warrior, braver in mind. Nothing can survive the way to stay alive. 'Cause if you try, you can do anything. Sonic Warrior always takes a chance. Sonic Warrior never say he can. Nothing can survive the way to stay alive. 'Cause if you try, you can do anything.
I guess the Japanese version's a little bit better, but not by much. Outrun music. Sounds right. Yeah, the music is way louder in the intro than it is during the actual game. At least in the Japanese audio. That crap! Ah! Garbage. Hold on. Something over. What? Is that a boss? Okay. Can't go backwards once you reach this part, I guess. I didn't have enough rings. That's the song I remember. Why did they change that? That's good. Why did they change that song? I mean, like, it was such a weird time. Sega of Japan and Sega of America were always kind of at each other's throats, apparently. They couldn't quite, and corporate couldn't quite agree how much money they should invest in Americanizing this game. To be fair, I mean, this console was way more popular in America than it ever was in Japan. So there is that problem. It's like who cares about Sega of Japan? Americans sure apparently didn't. So I guess Tom Kalinske and the crew were like, yeah, we don't care what they're doing. Like, wasn't there some kind of apocryphal story about how Sonic's character design? Yeah, it was miles per hour, and Sonic and his supermodel human girlfriend, apparently, because you know Japan. Future. That was an automatic pilot. Whoop. Ah! Darn it. Again, one freaking random mosquito you had no idea was coming just takes away all your rings. I mean, it's not a deal breaker. You don't die usually, because you usually have at least one ring to keep you alive. Goal. Like, you even have the time to read that if you're going full speed. Yeah. Why did they get rid of that stinger? That's a great stinger. So many weird decisions. This is the pre-Pokemon era. People weren't terribly precious about their localizations being faithful back then. At least they weren't as precious about it as they are now, I think it's fair to say. Because there were always nerds who were like, yeah. I was kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of curious about the Japanese. Like, all the people who were mad that worked about Ted Woolsey, you know, modifying the dialogue for the American localizations of like Square Enix games. People who were mad, you know, people were just mad, you know it is. People just mad. Like, what were they mad about? Well, I'm trying to remember. It was, yeah, the Ted Woolsey's localizations for Final Fantasy. Working designs changes from the original Japanese scripts for, like, you know, your Lunars and such. What was the other big one? Like, in the PS1 era, this was a huge deal, obviously, but... Hold on. Keep forgetting. Sorry. Is that a fan going in the background? Probably is. It's probably my fan. It's midnight here and it's 80 degrees. Ah! Forgot again. Look, it's a Sonic the Hedgehog game. I'm not going to be playing very much of this. I mean, it's just... I'll sample all the games, but I promise not to play Sonic the Hedgehog 1 until I play the original Genesis game. On a CRT. Just to kind of get a feel for how the game's supposed to play. I'm not making any promises. It's not going to be game-changing. Because I've already played a bunch of Genesis games on CRTs in the past. It's not... In fact, I played one, like, literally in January. When I hooked up my Genesis to the CRT for the first time. It's not game-changing, although it's, you know, for a game like this, it's arguably the kind of game where you want to, it's a test case. But I'm gonna be playing Streets of Rage eventually, and again, I know it's not gonna be game-changing. It's probably gonna make the game even easier. Because I'll be able to practice that stun lock move that I learned on the emulated version. Again, like, remember, when I played, like, the example that I always use is Super Metroid. I played that game when it launched on a CRT. And I never knew how to do the, the wall jump in Super Metroid, but one of my most popular videos on the channel is me playing Super Metroid on an SNES Classic, and I mastered the wall jump using the SNES Classic on a flat screen. So at some point, the conversation has to be about, you know, the game and how it's designed, and not about, you know, all of the input lag concerns. I mean, because if the input lag is really bad, then you just can't play the game. Like, it just doesn't work. The game's just not responsive enough to just work. I can't get up there, can I? Yes, I can. Future. Well, I'm in the past, which explains all this. Ah, crap. There we go. The infinity legs are a nice touch. The infinity dash. The animation on that's kind of cute. Which was not in any of the other Sonic games, was it? Ah, crap. Invincible, I guess. Didn't lose any rings doing that. Yeah, we're in the past. Are we supposed to destroy the, Robotnik's machine here in the past? Wait, I missed a thing. Goal, okay. Never mind. That was a waste of a few seconds. But why is the volume of that so low? Like, didn't they, like, run it? Well, they probably didn't have enough time to do the audio check. That requires a few extra days worth of, you know, checking all the audio for every version of the game. So the audio mix is weird. It's kind of mucked up. Which to me isn't a real complaint. I mean, the real complaint is, how does the game play? How's the input latency? Did the graphics move without stutter? That kind of thing. The stuff people care about in Sonic games. Well, I didn't hit the... Yeah, I teleported last time I did this. Alright, guess it's not gonna happen this time. Ah! Bastard. Again, just random enemies just in the middle. You had no way of knowing he was there. Get good, but I mean, like, at some point, it's like... The reason this game exists... Again, I like that ceiling. But again, the reason this game exists is so you can get the zen of, like, let's just doing a complete, total, perfect run through a level, but it takes too long to get to that point where you get the sensation of speed. That was where I died last time. Whoops. Like, it's probably fine. It's like, you learn the game, but it's like, the game's just too simplistic. Like, it's a somewhat charismatic platformer, and all this bouncing around is amusing in small doses, but when you're trying to optimize your runs, it kind of gets frustrating just learning how to play the level. So parts of the game just kind of feel like they're on automatic pilot. I mean, again, that's the other thing. If you weren't a kid who got this as a present, who got Sonic the Hedgehog 1 as a present or whatever, you probably don't feel the need to, like, go through the level and master it. I can totally understand, like, a 10-year-old kid sitting in his room trying to master Sonic the Hedgehog. It's the only Genesis game they own. Or, God forbid, Altered Beast. That will always be a terrible video game. I don't know why anyone... I mean, other than the size of the sprites, I do not know why anyone's really interested in that game, other than nostalgia. It was never a good game, but I'm supposed to be playing on it. I don't think I ever played. I think I played on this channel. Yeah, I did play it on this channel. I'm like, this is a terrible video game. Like, Mario Brothers, like, Mario Brothers isn't, like, amazing to me or anything, but it's like, Altered Beast almost feels like, it feels like a demo. It's like there's almost like the gameplay is just incredibly simplistic. Like, there's that one level where you transform into that flying, you know, electric lizard or whatever, and I'm like, you beat the boss just by getting close to it and spamming on the attack button. It doesn't even do any damage to you. I'm I'm like, this is a video game? This feels like a demo. And did Yuji Naka help develop that game too? Or was it Yu Suzuki? I think it was Yu Suzuki. Yeah, Yu Suzuki. But yeah, I mean, okay, I'm supposed to eventually get to this point eventually. Yeah, the whole vibe surrounding this game at the time it came out was, yeah, Nintendo games are for kids, Mario's for kids. The Genesis is for the cool kids, right? Like, Sonic the Hedgehog was for, like, for your kid brother, your kid sister. It was for baby gamers. But the Sega Genesis was for the cool kids in the back of the bus who smoked in the bathroom. That was always the vibe behind the Genesis back when I was a kid. If you played the NES, it was because your parents were poor and they didn't want you to have a real video game console. It was the Genesis Master Race or whatever. It's incredibly stupid play. It's incredibly stupid. Proving once again that console wars are dumber than most wars, which is saying something. And it's not happening yet. It's gonna happen again, obviously, because Microsoft's going through some thing where, despite being the world's second most valuable corporation, they just got passed by Nvidia. So Nvidia's gonna wind up making Nvidia's gonna wind up making the GPUs for the next Switch, I imagine. Darn it. I can't get through the hole. Can I hold the button down? No, I can't hold the button down. How do I get the freak out of here? There you go. Maybe. Just a second. God, come on! Nope. There we go. Ah! I'm stuck again. Stop! Get me out of here! I'm in Hades. Ah! What do they want me to do? Yeah, what do I... Everyone's favorite Sonic games, I guess. Ow. Ow. I'm just taking the L. Right up the keister on that one. Just. One of the best games of the 20th century. Did EGM say that? I'm like, whatever. Just say you wanted to play a Sonic game and it had Red Book music. Like, yeah, like, I get it. Like, if you grew up in this era and you love Sonic, this is more Sonic, and it had better production values. It had like vocals in the music. It had cutscenes, you know? It had Mode 7. Like, this was, ow. Like, this is what peak performance looked like in 1994, I guess. Because what was the competition? The 3DO? I don't think it was a 3DO. Yeah, how do I get the... Yeah, I can't raise the flippers above me. So what do they want me to do here? You should just run up the side. Can I jump on top of that? I can't... Oh! There's a bumper right there. I can't get over that. Let me try a few things. Give me a second. Yeah, it's a bumper. So I have to break the bumper first. Video games. Screw that up. I can't break that bumper? Or is it like, does it respawn after a certain number of seconds? Okay, I broke that one. Okay, I'm out. Darn it. I should be out. Yeah, screw that up. Don't press any buttons when you hit the bumper, when you hit the back, when you hit the spring. There you go. Just don't hit any don't hit any buttons till you get to the other side. There we go. Oh, crap. Crap. So I can't get over that. Can I go over here? Ah, wow. Okay, I made it. Wow. And now I'm stuck again. Oh, God, it's happening again. I think this is where people bounced on this game. I'm still not sure why they changed the music. I mean, there's English in it, but it's not like offensive English. I mean, there are a few vocal performances that sound kind of weird, like in the opening. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they got a lady who could sing in English, but it's clearly like the accent isn't perfect. So, but even then, like Sonic Boom sounds like the American English version of a Japanese Sonic game, of a Japanese Sonic song. So you can forgive me for thinking that might have been the English version of that Japanese song, but it wasn't. You can imagine the lyrics would be Sonic Good instead of Sonic Boom or whatever. Again, like, I get it. We were 15 years old back then. We thought this was amazing. We didn't know any better. And what was the competition, really? Okay, there we go. Finally, it took me like 3 minutes to get the crap up here. The pinball quest was a pain. Suck it. How did I get out of that? Jeez. Guess I'll never complain about Sonic Spinball ever again. I'll play that game again someday, but it's very low priority. Even at the time it came out, it's considered kind of lame. Howard Drawson music, though. Seemed okay at the time. Like, what was the deal with Howard Drawson? Was it like, was he the guy from Love and Rockets who helped do the music for what was it? Comic Zone? Which I'll play again someday, but it's probably not good. It probably doesn't hold up. That game was a massive, was very well received when it came out. I'm kind of astonished as to why. I played a bunch of it when it came out. I even played the Windows 95 version quite a bit, but I just don't remember liking it. I remember wanting to get really hyped for it, and it seemed interesting, but I'm not sure if it's actually a good game. Future. High speed, let's go. There we go. So I got high speed. So maybe that bubble platform I was on earlier, I think I just need to like spin dash when I'm inside of it to skip forward in time. I thought Sonic was afraid of swimming. I'm not pushing anything. I am legitimately curious if this is a good Sonic game or just kind of a mediocre one. I'm running out of time. That should not be underwater, okay. So how do I get out from underwater? Though I do like that underwater effect, that little shimmy effect they're doing. Which I think it's just a raster effect, isn't it? Like, I think it's just a raster effect. But it's a pretty cool effect. So I can start from where I died, right? Yeah, continue. So it's like, you know, the Sega CD had a battery backup. Or I think it had a cartridge you used, like on the Sega Saturn, the Sega Saturn definitely had a cartridge that you would use to, like, save games. So we can go to the past. If we can get up to full speed. Oh, that's the air I needed, I guess. So I'm not going to the past anymore. Ah, crap. Hurry up. I need a bubble. Give me that bubble. Can I ride the bubble? Okay, so I needed that, yeah. Wait, shouldn't that have helped? Shouldn't that have given me air? Yeah, I think it did. Okay, there we go. Can I ride these? No, I can't. I thought those were handrails I could use. So slow here. So now we have the opposite problem where I can see what's ahead of me, but the pacing is too slow. Give me that bubble. Alright, I needed that. So that's how I stay alive. Yes, too slow. I mean, were the swimming levels fun in Super Mario Brothers? Not really, no. Come out of the water. Go! And I go to the special stage. Hip-hop don't lie. Whoops, forgot about that. Again. Mode 7. Ah! Missed. Yeah, why even bother turning around? Darn it. Missed. I'm running out of time, too, so that's amazing. They did make, I think the Sega CD did release a couple of the games with this Mode 7 effect. Was it, what game was that? Was it BC Racers? I think it might have been BC Racers had that Mode 7 effect. It was like, you know, Mario Kart with a Flintstones vibe. I think it was by the same people who did Chuck Rock. Game apparently sucked. That's proving you can't just put Mode 7 on any old crap. You have to have a good game attached to it. But careful. That can't be good. Or are they blowing me? Yeah, I think they're blowing me to one side. Okay. What was that? We got this transparency layer going on, which was a big deal for the Genesis. I think it's like a, what do you call it? An H interrupt? Like it's some kind of like, I don't know if it's color math or if it's some kind of trick where they fake transparency by like, whoop, darn it, They fake this color transparency effect by like changing the color that appears below a certain line on your screen. It's a weird thing. I was gonna say I needed that bubble. Okay, stay there. So yeah, so I'm afraid this is probably a mediocre Sonic game. It's more mediocre than most Sonic games, I'm afraid. Some of these levels, there's holes where you get stuck. And of course, all this underwater crap is not the best part of any Sonic game. Up. No bounce. Okay, so now what do I do? Give me that. Give me that. There we go. So when does the water come back down? Oh, do I have to hit that to make the water go up or down? Crap. See if I can go to the left. There we go. Okay, we're out. God, that sucked. Like I said, everyone's favorite part of Sonic games is not the underwater level. Jeez. Future. So how do we get full speed? Crap. Can't get full speed from here. Alright, guess I'm out. Ah, I'm underwater again. Crap. That should be full speed, right? Darn it. I don't think this is how you get to full speed. Yeah, I was wondering what that spring was. Okay, what? There you go. Video games. There we go. Now I know what I'm doing. Okay, that's how you do it. Oddly deliberate for a Sonic game. Now this game has the opposite problem that it usually has. You can see what's coming, mainly because you have to stop what you're doing. Yeah, I'm curious about that. But again, I wasn't particularly wild about most Sonic games anyway. Give me that. So I can't get my past future time travel bit anymore. Again, like, why have the gates? Was it a memory problem? They had to load from the CD? I want to say the entire level should have loaded onto memory from the Sega CD. I mean, obviously the access times on Sega CD games were always slow. Hey, apparently that was supposedly the reason why Nintendo never wanted CD-ROMs in the first place. In the 20th century, they never wanted CD-ROMs. Or at least they didn't stick with it because they knew the speed of the Sega CD and the PC engine and the PC CD, and they just weren't fast enough for the kinds of games they wanted to make. The data access times were too slow. Apparently they never really saw a way to really get around it till the GameCube came out. But I can't I mean, it clearly didn't help them. I mean, they gambled against CD-ROM technology and it came to beat them in the face, but obviously their portable consoles didn't need CDs. In fact, none of Nintendo's portable consoles ever used CDs. You could argue that it only really hurt them in the DS era, though. Nope. We're just following Egghead, huh? Following Eggman. Goo goo gachoo. Okay, I somehow played an hour of this game, which is half an hour more than I expected to play. Ow. Yeah, again, like, oddly deliberate for a Sega game. Yeah, this part, like, what? This doesn't seem like a Sonic game, does it? We're supposed to take him out eventually, I guess. Oh, there he went. Okay, where did he go? Guess I gotta catch up to him. Is this like an infinite level? Yeah, again, oddly technical for a Sonic level. From my experiences with Sonic, anyway. So is this game better or worse than Knuckles Chaotix? Which I don't think was included on this collection. That was a 32X game that apparently was really weird. Like it was a Sonic game, but you were playing as Knuckles, and more importantly, you had like two characters that were tethered together by rings. Like, it was really weird. Ah, man. Underwater again. Jeez. Not feeling it. Well, there are bubbles. Can I eat any of these bubbles? I better not die underwater. See, again, nice transparency effect on those bubbles. Ah! So I can't do it while the bubbles are spinning really fast, I guess. Ah! Oh, that's what hit me. Yeah, that's what hit me. Ow. Got one ring. Yeah, the music is fine. I don't know why they changed it so much for the American version. Yeah, Spencer Nielsen over in Sega of America, apparently, like, he was a fan of a lot of what, you know, he was a fan of a lot of chiptune music, apparently. So, I mean, I don't get the impression that he was, like, really angry about replacing the Japanese soundtrack, but you turn down a job? Yeah, the history of the Sega Genesis was really bizarre here in America. Because I avoided most of it. But it was obviously, you know, beating the Super Nintendo for a couple of years, so. In fact, Jeremy Parrish is doing a retrospective, and right now he's in June of 1989, saying, or August of 1989. It's like, yeah, this is peak performance, he calls it. Because Nintendo would never be as dominant in America as they were in summer of '89. Because that was just before the TurboGrafx 16 and the Genesis came out in America. And of course, Nintendo never had all the competition in the 80s that they did in Japan. Because like it was in '88 and '89, the PC Engine was outselling the Famicom. But over in America, obviously, Nintendo never failed ever. They had apparently like 78. They had like 80% of the video game market in Japan, or we had 80% of the video game market in America, which is of course massive. There you go. Future. Wow, landing right on top of the spikes. So how do I get full speed? Ah, bastard! Yeah, I can't get full speed here. So it's harder to even get the speed you need. Uh-oh, give me that. Okay, I needed that. Ah! Guess I wasn't supposed to jump on him. Hey! Boing. There we go. Full speed. Come on, there we go. Full speed. So once I got the momentum going, I was able to switch time. We're going future, right? Yeah, future. But again, you would have had to, on the Sega CD, you would have had to load that. See, again. So on the Sega CD, you would have had to load that screen. So there probably would have been some access. You know, some like a 10-second load screen, maybe. I'm curious. Now I'm curious how this game would have played on original hardware with all the load times. Load times were a big deal back in the Sega in the CD-ROM era, kids, especially on the PlayStation, but certainly on the Sega CD and the PC Engine. I mean, you were basically getting like 8-bit and 16-bit games, but there were some games where, you know, the data access was a problem. I mean, Mortal Kombat CD being the obvious example, where anytime you were playing as Shang Tsung, you tried to switch characters, the game had to pause so it could load the character's data. So that's a perfect example of where it's like, yeah, I don't know if there was any way around it using the technology at the time, because there wasn't enough memory to like really load it all into the Sega on its own, load it all into the Sega Genesis on its own. But yeah, not obviously by the time, you know, the PlayStation 2 came out, that never would have been a problem, I don't think. I don't even think the PlayStation 1 had that same problem, but definitely the PlayStation 2 definitely had that problem. For crying out... Whoa. Again, why is the fidelity of that stinger so poor? Didn't they get it from the CD? It sounds like it's coming from an audio cassette. Like a bad audio cassette. I don't know what was going on with that. They never did come out with AM stereo here in the United States, did they? They kept talking about AM radio getting stereo sound eventually, but... One up. Yeah, this music is fine. It's just I don't think either version of the game really had good music, I would say. Which is disappointing, because by the time... Uh-oh. No, can't go backwards. By the time this game came out on the... the Turbo Graphics had like 3 or 4 really good soundtracks on that CD-ROM console. Can't reach them. Whoop! I thought I could catch up to him, but I guess I can't. Ow! So what do they want me to do? I'm speed dashing. Yeah, there's your infinite dash. Ow! So I can't reach him. Ow! Ow! Lost my ring. So that's the infinity dash you hold up on the D-pad. But how's that different from a regular dash? I should be giving up on this game by now. It's just puzzle-solving elements in a Sonic game just don't seem to be my jam, which is saying a lot. Yeah, so a lot of swimming underwater and a lot of like minor puzzle-solving elements. Like it's a Zelda game or something. Yeah, see, I can't reach them. Yep, couldn't hit him. Ow! Nope, that was a waste. So when do I actually... Okay, I'm calling it. Screw this. I can't reach him. Yeah, I'm losing interest in this very quickly. Yeah, screw this. Nope. Yeah, man, Crouch. Yeah, it's too fast. I can't... Calling it. Screw this. I can't maintain... I can't feign any further interest in this video game. I was willing to play along, but you know. So I guess I'll check out the time attack then and the video with some filler crap. Yeah, okay, I gave this game an hour, so there you go. Hey, can you do 15 minutes on Collision Chaos? Stardust Speedway might be interesting. Yeah, Sonic, the first Sonic Adventure game on the Dreamcast, one of the better soundtracks of the era, as I recall. But this, disappointing, really. Go. Yeah, it's just... I would say it's a me problem, but at some point I just kind of want a more entertaining game than this. And that's always been true of Sonic games. I just lose interest very, very quickly. As interesting as they are conceptually. And even then, the argument then becomes, these games should be better if you play them in widescreen, because you have more room to see what's coming. But that's not the way these games were meant to be played, which brings up the question of, yeah, maybe they were never that good. But if you're willing to stick it out, you know, they're actually not terrible. It just takes a while to learn the game. And if you're not interested in the gameplay as is, then what's the point of wasting any time trying to get good at this game like it's a martial art or something? I mean, the great thing about not having to live in the 20th century and deal with the freaking console wars anymore is I never have to bother with all this nonsense about, yeah, you need to appreciate this game, otherwise you don't... You have to appreciate the genius of this game's design, otherwise you can't appreciate good gameplay. Like, if you don't appreciate a game this good, then you can't appreciate video games at their best. And I'm like, nah, dog. At some point, the popularity of Sonic the Hedgehog wasn't related to its quality on its own. We were kids and we had a video game we had a chance to play, and this was better than most of them. But that ain't saying much for... There were a lot of bad video games in the 1990s, and this isn't one of them, but it's not one I'm particularly interested in spending much time with. For me, the vibe of the speed is not doing it for me. Okay, I'm not going to get the 15 seconds I need here. Okay, so we're going to make a few changes and end the video very shortly. But yeah, this is not doing it. New museum content unlocked. Movies. Music. What's the... the premium collection, I think, is a bunch of remixes that were... I don't know if they were commissioned or if they were just... I think they got in touch with the artists who composed them and said, yeah, you can include them in this game. They wanted to include some of the more popular remixes in this game. So I think they weren't like official remixes to my knowledge. I think they were like fan remixes. They were ultimately just kind of co-opted when they got the rights to them from the artists involved, I guess. Like I said, anything that makes a child happy inevitably is used by adults to is used to inspire adults, I tend to believe. Where is it? Down here? You can now swap characters. Okay, now I can swap characters. Switch character. Wait a minute. How do I play that? Okay, play that. Okay, I've heard that. This is the good future. Destroy the transporter in the past to get there. Okay. What was the song I remember liking? If you miss the transporter, you end up in the bad future. This is the alternate timeline. The Flashpoint paradox of Sonic games. I think that was that one level I hated. I like the idea of replaying the old levels to see if, you know, you get better at them. Actually, can I hear the American version? So, okay, so Sonic CD in Japan and Europe had this music, but America had the Spencer Nielsen soundtrack. Yeah, this song. I remember this one. Yeah. Okay, so I remember that song. The good future. Yeah, the audio quality seems off. It's like they didn't. It's like they got some MP3s instead of ripping the audio from the original CD, or they're encoding it in a really low quality MP3, so the high end sounds weird. I bet it sounds better than if you have the original CD. It's gonna sound better. Weird. I always like that opening. Okay, so what do I have to do to get the English version or the American version? Now I'm curious. I think I have to go to the menu and switch it up. Yes, the North America version. Okay. So what was the song I actually liked from the American version? I don't remember. It might have been the Stardust Speedway. No. Yeah, now I don't remember what the good songs were from the American version. But this is the Spencer Nielsen version, I want to say. Power Sneakers. Sonic Boom opening version, Sonic Boom ending version. Okay, fine. Here's the question. Where's the stage clear music? Like, where would it be specifically? Yeah, we'll worry about that later. Illustrations. This have the infamous Japanese concept art for Sonic the Hedgehog. World's fastest hedgehog with a heart of gold, etc. and so forth. Well, there's the that's the cover for the manual, right? Oh, you can actually read it. Okay, so you don't have to go online for the manual. Okay, so now I should have read it before I started playing the game, right? Let's pretend it would have made a difference. Full screen. I have to switch pages. You have to switch pages before I zoom in on that. Okay, so yeah, let's pretend it would have made a difference. Let's pretend it would have made a difference if I'd read it before I started playing a Sonic game. Sonic Origins opening, Sonic CD, Sonic Mania. Were these like part of the YouTube channel or something? Okay, yeah, whatever. Don't care about that. Maybe later I'll do some of that, but not now. Mission mode. Play the games as one continuous experience. Okay, that sounds interesting, actually. So is this like WarioWare NES remix stuff, I guess? So, I guess I'm going to finish off this video by doing one last... We'll finish off the video by doing one last check. We play in a widescreen mode just for funsies. I don't think it's going to make a difference, honestly. Where would that be listed? No? Letterbox design. Well, once you go black. There is a way to change this, isn't there? I mean, I guess I can do the island tour mode too before I end the video. I mean, this video is going way too long. I went way deeper into Sonic CD than I expected, which isn't to say it's good. It's just to mean I was being more charitable as I went along. Oh, the anniversary mode is how you do it. Okay. So the island tour mode is just like look around. Okay, that's mildly amusing. Okay, that's mildly amusing. Boss rush. Can't continue because I didn't play on this mode. Get coins in anniversary mode by clearing missions. Use coins to retry special stages in anniversary mode. Okay. Fine. Like I said, it's just a test. Yes, I think this is one of the videos that they include. This is one of the videos they include as the promotional videos, I guess. Yeah, the music sounds like it's been poorly encoded using an old bad MP3 player. An MP3 encoder. That's not great. It's a shame, really. We're going Japanese. Yeah, we're going Japanese. No extras worth worrying about, I don't think. Nah, whatever. So we'll see if this game's more playable in widescreen mode. I'm not making any promises. Yes, play as Tails. Why not? Why not? Okay, well, the cutscene is not. But yeah, the Sega CD does not look that good when you play back video. So clearly they got the original footage and remastered it. Oh, you could hold the jump button down to float. Okay, there you go. Now we're talking. And the widescreen does help a Sonic game, obviously. You can see, it's easier for you to see stuff in advance. So hold down the A button. So hold down the jump button in midair. I think that was cute. Couldn't float that time. How do I get my next 10 rings? Well, not gonna happen now. Yeah, I'd say this music sounds better if you have the original CD. Fewer encoding artifacts. At least on the high end, you know, with the treble and all that. There we go. So we in the future or the past? I can't tell. Future. Looks like the bad future to me. Unless we actually find that transporter. Or that machine, whatever it is. Oh, you hold the button down, but you can press it again to get a little extra air underneath you. So I think you can't float indefinitely, I don't think. So I press the button again to get a little bit of air underneath me. Okay. Huh. That's a nice touch. You can only do it when you do one of those somersault jumps like that. When you roll into a ball, then you can leave the ball and then do the helicopter spin. But you have to press the button so you can give yourself a little extra boost when you're in helicopter mode. Yeah, like this. Just keep pressing the button to get a little bit more height. That's cute. Don't know how to cancel it, though. Yeah, and you're not invincible, obviously. You're obviously vulnerable in helicopter mode, which makes sense. I think you can... Do you hold B? Or do you hold down the D-pad to just hit the ground after that? Here's your boss. Let's get some height. Nope. Can we get behind them? Oh, wow! That didn't do anything. Need that ring. Yeah, I don't have that ring. That's bad. Okay, see if I can get him from behind. Alright. That's what I should have done in the first place, I bet. Don't know what happened earlier. Just go down. Whoops. That's the transporter I need to destroy, I think. The machine. So I should probably end this video very shortly. It's gone on way too long. I'm playing way more of this game than I should be. Like I said, it's my first Sega CD game on this channel, so I gotta put a little bit of effort into it, I guess. But yeah, level design. Some things you can't fix with CD-ROM technology. See if I can get the ceiling to show up. Yeah, I can't go that way. Ow! That was just stupid. I guess this pinball level should be way easier with Miles here. Ah! Can't get that. Boop, boop. There we go. Full speed. To where? I don't know. I guess this is the bad timeline. Boom. Ah, that was cute. Get off of those spikes. But again, the game just moves too fast to really make sense of what's coming up ahead. No, even if we're playing in widescreen mode. There we go. Ah, not really, no. Yes, keep bouncing up. I think we'll be fine. Oh, that's not good. Okay, we're not dead. Pass. How do I get full speed, though? Oh, couldn't go to the past. Still can't get past how poor the audio quality is on that stinger. It's like they had a song, but they ripped it from an audio cassette and used a bad MP3 encoder on it. Not sure what's going on with that. They gotta bounce through this now. Well, like I said, it's a Sonic game. It's just not a particularly good one. So it's probably not the best way to experience Sonic. Although apparently it was more of an adventure-driven platformer. Instead of like a speed-based platformer. What about, yeah, how do I... What's this about? I have no idea what this is about. So I was able to teleport through time when I went through one of those earlier. Bouncy, bouncy. Okay, now he's just tired. Okay, so we can't use the helicopter forever. Eventually, he just runs out of steam. Ow! Bad again. I think I did that wrong. Yeah, I think I did that wrong. I'm pretty sure I did that wrong. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that wrong. Well, get good, I guess. Again, you have to care about the game to get good at it. This isn't a job. You don't work QA, dog. Of course, I guess if your parents paid $50 for this game, probably feel entitled to get good at it. Why do you think I spent so much time playing Hoops? Or Star Fox? Which isn't a bad game, really. It's just, you know, It's an incredibly sloppy shooter. It's not a game you play like a shooter. It's a game. It's a rail shooter. It's just that it's very bad. It's very bad frame rates, and you can accidentally get a perfect score on a level just by mashing on the attack button, mashing on the mashing on the barrel rolls and all that. Okay, enough. Going to the future, dog. And I survived that. Still not going full speed. Oh well. Again, if you know what you're doing, all these secrets are probably interesting. It's just you have to put up with the level design to get good at the game. So it just makes the game less interesting to practice, I guess. But again, like I imagine like a teenager really getting into this because it's the one game they have. They got a Sega CD for Christmas, and they got a Sonic CD because, you know, how could you not buy a Sonic game if you had a Genesis and a Sega CD? Like, how could you not? So you had to get good at this game because there was always that kid who got really good at Super Mario Brothers. I never got interested in it. Ugh, this again. I guess I can helicopter my way up here yeah. This is gonna be way easier with Tails. Just helicopter your way up here. Whoop, except for that part. That part's not good. Ah, that was bad. Bouncy, bouncy. He's gonna get tired eventually. Darn it. Yeah, this will probably work. Ow! Better. Ow! Yeah, avoid the bumpers. Okay, we're good. Well, that was way easier. How do I get out of here? That's the part I never quite figured out. Got that, whatever that is. Ow, 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 ow! Yeah, how do I get out? That's the part I don't quite remember. There you go. Yeah, that's how you do it. And I got the machine. This is a 90-minute video on Sonic CD. I was not counting on that. Even including all the filler, I was not counting on. I was about to give up on this game after 20 minutes. Oh, well, still leave. I'm still about to give up on this game. Very shortly. Okay, I lost another ring. So it's my last life anyway. I bet Miles Tails here hates being underwater as much as Sonic does. Ugh. Yeah, he can't do his helicopter thing in the water, which kind of makes sense. Yeah, the joke was always that European platformers were way more into the whole large levels with exploration than the Japanese platformers were. At least that was the stereotype. Might be true. Mediocre if true, but still. I can't go that way. Okay, fine. Screw you. Huh, cute. Still hate being underwater. Can't go that way. Can't go left. Can't go that way. So they saying I can't jump? And I'm dead. And that's the last life. Thought that was wasn't that supposed to be the last life? Ow. Or does Anniversary Mode have unlimited lives? I would not be shocked. Yeah, we're gonna call it. Okay, I gotta call it. Okay, we gotta put it into this madness. I recorded this with my Turtle Beach headset, plugged into the audio splitter into the J5 Create capture device at 720p on the Nintendo Switch. And where's the? Let me go to the music. And the quad-core Celeron Windows 10 Education laptop is capturing this at 60 frames a second using the Windows 10 camera app. So as usual, we're gonna let the music play us out. In fact, probably have to turn up the volume for this one. I'll do separate audio tracks later, of course. Yeah, that was Sonic CD. Not really feeling it. I'm not feeling the Sonic rush. I mean, if Sonic Mania didn't turn me, I guess no Sonic game will, unless they make a completely different kind of game, which is totally possible. So which song is it that I'm looking for? Zone Clear.